Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up.
Belle thanked Sean for testifying at a trial at the police station. Sean believed that it would be too late when she asked her ex if he still planned to attend Rafe and Jada's wedding. Sean mentioned that Chanel had come on to him when the conversation shifted to the previous night's events. Belle began to inquire as to whether Sean and Chanel had shared a bed. Sean affirmed that he and Chanel did not share a bed before Belle could complete the question. "As opposed to you and EJ," Sean said. Sean interrupted Belle's explanation, saying it was none of his business. Sean's story was contested by Belle, who said that he appeared distressed. Sean acknowledged that he did find the relationship between Belle and EJ upsetting since Belle ought to have better taste and EJ was scum. Offended, Belle vowed that her relationship with EJ was a one-time thing. Sean reminded Belle that, as an addict, he had learned to recognize falsehoods and that Belle had encouraged him not to hold back. He told her, "I think you're lying to yourself." Following Belle's departure, Sean took a seat at his desk and noticed a folder. His eyes grew wide as he read the contents. He said to himself, "What the hell is this?" When EJ was in the DiMera mansion, he called Arnold and said, "Don't mess this up," to the doppelganger. He told Arnold to drop the hammer on Jada Hunter while he was still thinking. EJ also gave Arnold instructions to portray the hesitant and wounded groom in a subsequent text. Admire Days, B&B, General Hospital, or other soap operas. Participate in the discussion on RSC boards. To interact with fans and start a conversation right away, click here. Paulina started the ceremony at Rafe and Jada's wedding, but Leo got up and said he had something to say. Paulina chastised him for his habit of interfering with important occasions. Leo persisted until Javi stood up as well and informed Leo that it was Javi's secret to reveal. Speaking to the group, Javi said he had crucial information. After telling Javi that he could wait for any news he had, Rafe abruptly got an alert and took out his phone. Rafe pretended to be shocked when he read the note, turned to Jada, and said he couldn't marry her. As the audience responded to the announcement, a startled Jada drew Rafe aside and insisted on understanding his meaning. Rafe stated that he was unable to wed Jada since she was not the person he had thought her to be. Rafe apologized and said he hadn't wanted to do this during the wedding as Paulina and the other guests gaped at what he had said. Jada was still confused and wanted Rafe to give her precise answers. Rafe explained to Jada that it all started when EJ recruited him to work on a case. While some of Rafe's claims on the case were accurate, he was lying about other important details. Rafe disclosed that he had been engaged by EJ to look into someone besides Sloan. Rafe said, "You," in response to Jada's question about who the case had targeted. Gabby maintained that her brother would never go behind Jada's back while the guests digested the most recent allegation. Gabby asked Javi and Leo what they knew after they exchanged glances. Both maintained that they were unaware of what Rafe had disclosed. Rafe went on to explain that EJ had hired him to find out information on Jada in order for EJ to regain his job. Jada could see why EJ would pursue her, but she was unable to understand why Rafe would assist him. Rafe switched on the hurt act after taking another look at his phone and said he had taken the case since he thought he wouldn't find anything on Jada. He might then embezzle EJ's money and make EJ look foolish. Jada pondered what had gone wrong in that situation. With sadness, Rafe replied, "I discovered something." Paulina and Stephanie supported Jada and spoke up for her morals. Since he had experienced the same thing, Rafe assured them that he understood. He pointed to his phone and continued, "But it's all right here." Jada insisted once more on knowing what Rafe had purportedly discovered. Rafe made up a tale about how he had requested a buddy of his in law enforcement who would not be named to review Jada's records. Although Rafe hadn't anticipated finding anything, the friend's text had disclosed disturbing discrepancies and numerous instances of rule violations. Jada reassured Paulina that the accusations were untrue when she sought for explanation. Rafe responded that a very disturbing trail of lies and corruption had been discovered throughout the probe. Rafe reaffirmed that he had the proof, but Jada persisted in objecting to the accusations. A dossier containing all of Jada's transgressions had been put together by his acquaintance. Jada insisted on seeing it. As everyone turned to face Sean, he declared, "I've got it right here." Meanwhile, Rafe smiled in the background as the visitors were distracted. Sean held up a packet and stated that he had discovered the document on his desk. According to Rafe, his acquaintance must have left Sean the file. During Jada's time as temporary commissioner, the dossier revealed multiple incidents where Jada seems to have circumvented the law to secure an arrest and conviction. Although Jada adamantly maintained that she always complied with the law, Rafe brought to her attention the strain she had been under throughout his coma. Paulina intervened and said she would be taking the contents of the file since Jada wanted to see it for herself. Paulina and Sean were being told things that Jada pleaded with them not to believe. Asking Rafe why he was doing this to her, she turned to face him. Rafe pretended to cry as he stated that he had firmly believed the probe would be fruitless. Jada was under investigation, thus he was unable to marry her. Jada couldn't believe Sean couldn't see through the lies and that there would be an investigation. Even if it was a misunderstanding, Paulina attempted to reassure Jada that they needed to address the accusations in a clear and open way. She added that she was unable to wed Rafe and Jada. Despite Stephanie and Steve's objections, Paulina urged Sean to accompany Jada to the police so she could be questioned. Jada obeyed, but not before giving Rafe a furious and heartbroken look. Gabby confronted Rafe angrily after the most of the guests had left, asking him how he could have done that to Jada. Rafe justified himself as the injured party and turned down Gabby's request that they return home so he could give an explanation. Reluctantly, Gabby left, claiming he wanted time alone. They would talk about what happened later, she cautioned Rafe. After Gabby departed, Rafe strolled over to Javi and Leo and bemoaned his poor day. Javi sternly admonished Rafe that he had no room to judge Jada, and neither Leo nor Javi showed much sympathy. Before Javi explained that Rafe had cheated on Jada the night before, Rafe appeared perplexed by the remark. Rafe slapped Javi and Leo for threatening to expose his immorality during the wedding, but neither of them expressed regret. Eventually, Rafe said he had to sort out the remainder of his life because he had lost both his job and his fiancée. His face was smirking as he left. Leo and Javi discussed whether or not Javi should be honest with Jada. It was a pointless topic, Leo thought, as Rafe and Jada would not be marrying anytime soon. In addition, he thought Jada had dodged a bullet because Rafe had deceived her twice in one day. Javi concluded that disclosing Rafe's adultery would only make Jada's suffering worse.